Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, February 13th, 2025. So, on this Valentine's Day Eve,
Yes.
did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And was it like a Valentine's Day present from Will and the author, Jim Burch?
I certainly hope not.
Really?
I had a lot of trouble with this puzzle and just never really got into it. So,
We are talking about today's Thursday crossword by Jim Burch, edited by Will Shorts.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it was not a bad puzzle. It was a very good puzzle. But I just, there were just too many things I didn't know. So I just kind of had to give up on it. But
Gasp.
I know.
Allow me to pick up my jaw from the floor.
I know. Usually I don't have that attitude, but I don't know. Maybe I was just too tired or something. But
Must have been all that shoveling.
all that shoveling, yes. But anyway, I got it filled in, but not without a lot of effort and a little help.
Huh. Were there any particular problem areas?
Well, let me think. I had a lot of trouble with, I think, the upper right corner and sort of down into the middle. And the theme, I never really quite understood the theme.
Oh.
So I had to look at wordplay. I thought, well, if I knew the theme, I could probably fill this out. And so I looked at wordplay to find out what the theme was, and that did help. But I couldn't figure out what they were doing there. But it was a clever theme, very clever.
Right.
But anyway, that's just my opinion.
I see.
What'd you think of it?
I didn't notice it to be too difficult. I think I grokked the theme at some point. I grokked part of it. I realized that there had to be, not to give away too much of it, but there had to be a medal somewhere in the answer. And then so I was looking for medals everywhere and finding them everywhere. Although in a couple of cases I had to rack my memory to remember, is this a medal or not? But for example, at one point I was thinking that there was a medal called Tino, and then I got a grip and realized, oh yes, there is a medal called Tin.
Yep.
But do you want to talk about the theme? Do you feel up to it?
Oh, sure. I can talk about it. I'm going to give the revealer first, because that will help explain it. But the revealer was 57 across, which was material in a junkyard pile or a hint to answering this puzzle's 4 asterisk clues. And the answer to that was scrap metal. And that is exactly what you had to do to answer the theme clues. The clue was pretty straightforward, but if you filled out the puzzle correctly, the answer did not seem to go with the clue until you scrapped the metal that was a part of the answer. In every one of the answers, there was a metal. You had to take that metal out, and then you could answer the clue correctly.
Right.
So for the first one, 17 across, emerge as teeth. The answer to that, the metal, was easy to find because it was growing old. So right at the end, you could see gold right there. The G from growing and the OLD from old. And if you took that out, you get the answer grow in. So emerge as teeth, grow in. Makes sense. So the next one was 29 across, plural personal pronoun. And the answer to that was the irony. And so right there in the middle, of course, is iron. And you're left with THE of the and the Y of irony, or they, which is a plural personal pronoun.
Yes.
Okay, and then we had your favorite one, the Latinos, 37 across, country where the plain of jars is located. And the answer to that was Latinos. But if you take the tin, not the Tino, take the tin out, you get Laos.
Right.
And then finally there was 44 across, bell sound, bell, B-E-L-L, sound. And the answer to that was plea deal. But if you take the lead out, the last part of plead, you get P and then E-A-L, and that is peal.
Which is a bell sound.
Which is a bell sound. So you had to scrap the metal, as the revealer clue told you to do, and then you get the real answers to the clues that make sense.
Yes.
So very clever. Very, very clever.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helped me with at least verify some answers because I had a few mistakes, and those mistakes weren't actually related to the themed answers at all. In fact, it was sort of really it was more of an embarrassment than anything else. I had a 62 across, and I had that as, first of all, the clue was what you have in mind, and the answer was image.
Yes.
And I had IMAEE, which I can't even pronounce because 54 down, a knight's aid, I had as a payee. And then when I realized that a knight's aid would be better off as a page, then I got image, and then I got the happy music.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I think that might have just been a typo at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But still, let's see. Yeah, I didn't have, like I said, too much trouble. I certainly, actually, that's not entirely true. I had trouble with 10 across, like some Olympic races, swum.
Swum, yes.
I'm just not even used to seeing the word swum. That just sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Isn't it swam?
Swim, swam, and
Swim,
swum.
swam, swam?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the proper conjugation.
Mm-hmm. But you surely got the U of swum because you had just mentioned it the night before.
Yes.
Operating system developed by Bell Labs.
That's right.
Unix. I knew that because that was one I got right away because you had just said that like about a half hour before I did the puzzle.
That's interesting because somebody else had exactly that same thought and reaction.
Oh, really?
We will discuss that a little later on in the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So yes, because yesterday, of course, we had Bell Laps,
Yes.
which I thought reminded me of Bell Labs, and then I went off in that tangent about Unix.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So good to see Unix in the grid.
And it's nice to know Will Shorts listens to our podcast because he put your little hint there right in the next day's puzzle.
I don't know if he can work that quickly. I think it more likely that somehow I received from the future a copy of today's crossword and was able to solve it.
Or maybe you're just on a telepathic connection to Will Shorts.
I doubt very, I think he telepathically connects to much more brilliant people. At least I certainly hope so.
Mm-hmm.
We had 30 down. A volatile demolition aid for short was nitro.
Yes.
I don't really think of nitro as being an aid. I think of it as being sort of the main attraction.
Yeah.
It's like you get the nitroglycerin, you're done as far as the detonation is concerned. It doesn't really help. It does the demolition.
That's right. It doesn't just aid. It is the main thing.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We had 31 down. Got me? Ya dig?
Yeah, dig. Right.
I thought that was sort of cute.
Mm-hmm.
11 down. I was trying to figure out the origin of this phrase. Mom and Dad aren't going to be pleased with us. We're so dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I really would like to know where that came from, but I asked ChatGPT, which knows everything.
Yes.
And it said, I don't know.
Oh, really?
No, it never would say anything like that, but it thought it came out of sort of like the 80s and 90s.
Oh.
But it couldn't pinpoint a particular line that someone had said. Someone had to have said that for the first time.
We're so dead.
Yeah. It's probably like
a
in
movie line. Or...
It's probably like something in, war in 1916. We're so dead. Yes, we are.
No.
We had 26 across. I still don't know quite what to make of that. Heads of ancient Rome, capita. Any idea what capita?
No, I didn't know that.
You have decapita when you decapitate someone, so
Right.
so maybe capita just does mean head in whatever language it is that the Romans spoke.
Yep.
Latin? I'm sort of hoping it's Latin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it was right next to the Latinos.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know.
Okay. A small mystery that we will have to file away and see if we can figure out. Or we can ask our listeners. Listeners, help us out. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com.
It's funny. Two that I did not know the answer to. 33 across was one of the two official languages of Afghanistan. I just didn't know that it was Dari or Dari, D-A-R-I. And then just very close to it, 43 across, pickled ginger served with sushi. I did not know that was Gary, G-A-R-I. So we had Derry and Gary, and I didn't know either one of them.
Derry and Gary. If it actually is pronounced Derry like that, then I think maybe Wisconsin should try and make Afghanistan like its sister country or something like that. I don't know if the U.S. does the U.S. have diplomatic relations with Afghanistan right now?
I don't believe so.
They could probably, maybe this could be the beginning of a new detente, thanks to the Derry state.
The Derry, and I don't know, that maybe it's Dari. I'm not sure how they pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Or Gary or Gary, or I'm not sure. But anyway, two that I was stumped on.
Yes.
I have no idea. And the downs weren't helping me too.
Really? Like 18 down, one of state with the highest percentage of federal land, Nevada?
I was surprised at that answer because I thought it would be Alaska.
Oh.
And then I got the N. I thought, well, maybe it's Nebraska. But then I would have had to put a rebus in after the E.
Or you could refer to the companion state of Nebraska.
Right. But it was Nevada. That's really surprising. You don't hear about the federal land in Nebraska or in Nevada. What federal land do they have?
Do they
have a huge, like the Grand Canyon? I just don't know. What would be federal land in Nevada? But they must have a lot of it. So
let's see.
Maybe they have a desert there.
Is Area 51 there?
No, that's New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they have a lot of military bases or something. I just didn't know what that would be.
Isn't that where they were planning to bury all that radioactive waste?
In Nevada?
In Nevada?
I have no idea.
I think so.
Wow. Well, maybe that's it then.
Or maybe they were just going to do that in Las Vegas. I don't know. And see if anyone noticed. We had 40 across. That was interesting. Car brand named for a deity was Mazda.
Yeah, I did get that one eventually, but I found that very surprising. I'm like, what god is Mazda?
Well, it's one that so it's part of Zoroastrianism.
Oh,
and so that's apparently their god is called Mazda.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I didn't until a few moments ago. We had winnings, 28 down was prize money.
Yep.
Guess that wasn't too difficult.
Nope.
And I also liked 43 down, that being Press Club, Gym, G-Y-M.
Right.
That was good.
Yep.
Didn't we just have the other day Muscleheads?
That's right, yes.
So again, Will is on some sort of fitness kick. 47 across, I was wondering just how long is that going to stay intact?
You mean 47 down?
47 down. Thank you. Longest running musical in London's West End informally was Les Mis.
That is correct.
And that's true now, but how long is it going to be true?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I figure that Back to the Future, the musical, is eventually going to supersede it, but...
That was a good musical, but I don't know if it's got the lasting power of Les Mis.
And I'd want to discuss this clue, but I can't actually pronounce it. I'm going to do it anyways. 51 down. Singer with the birth name, there will be a brief pause here, Ethne Pedragian Ni Brahornain, that's probably wrong, Enya. I see why she goes by Enya.
Yep.
And I bet
all her friends appreciate that.
I would love to know how that's actually pronounced. So if any listeners want to oblige, drop us a line and include an M4A file. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. We had 61 across. Franchise with a signature A-frame roof, IHOP.
Yep.
See, that sounds like the sort of puzzle they used to have in Games Magazine, which Will Shortz edited, where they would take like pictures of various roofs, and they would ask you, what chain is this? One would be Howard Johnson, Dairy Queen, surely Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut,
right.
I remember, they had some great puzzles like that.
I don't know if IHOP was around at that time.
Probably. IHOP's been around a long time. And of course, a lot of the new IHOPs, they don't have that roof anymore.
They don't?
No.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
sacrilegious.
Maybe they just have it sort of on the facade or something, but, not like the old ones that were really, shaped like A-frame. Yeah.
How about 49 down? Did you get things commonly found in bars? Soaps?
Yes, I did get that one.
That was great.
That
really was
there were a lot of great clues
Yes.
in here.
All right.
And a lot of stumpers for me, anyway.
Well, I am sorry, but Friday's coming, and you can tackle that one.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you'll ace it.
I hope so.
All right. Well, that's it for the crossword, but we do have a spot of listener mail,
Oh, okay.
and this is from Trey.
Oh, okay.
Bell Laps and Bell Labs. Hi, Gene and Mike. I heard your discussion about the Bell Lap and the white flag. In track and field, in races that go for multiple circuits, officials ring a bell and show a white flag at the finish line as runners begin the last lap.
Okay.
In good races, this not only alerts competitors to the final lap, but tells spectators it's on now, because the bell lap is often when distance runners make their moves and the drama happens.
Oh, that makes sense.
Whoa. This clue was referring to running, not car racing. I don't believe the bell isn't used in auto racing. The drivers probably wouldn't be able to hear it over the engines. That is a good point. And the white flag indicates different things in different types of car racing, such as an emergency vehicle on the track, and in some types of racing, the final lap is beginning. Oh, so they use a flag. Okay. I'm glad all this came up because it spurred Mike to misspeak and refer to Bell Labs. Not misspeak. That was a brilliant tangent. Otherwise known as misspeak. Spurred Mike to misspeak and refer to Bell Labs, where, he mentioned, Unix was developed. I didn't know that. This little slip up, and it's, again, not slip up, brilliant tangential maneuver. This little slip up and its accompanying factoid came in real handy answering today's 12 down. Operating system developed by Bell Labs.
Yes, it did.
Thanks for the tip. I owe you one. Trey. So at least two people
great.
have been influenced by my vast knowledge of where Unix came from.
Bell Labs.
Bell Labs.
Well, very
Yeah.
good. And now we know about Bell Laps, too.
Yeah, Bell Laps and Bell Labs, yes.
Very good.
Yeah, that is a good point that you wouldn't hear a bell in a car
No, probably not.
unless,
Ding, ding, ding.
unless it was like loud enough to deafen everybody in the stadium who wasn't already deafened because they're in a car race.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, that really is it for today then.
Right.
So thanks everyone for listening. Hope you're enjoying these podcasts. Let us know, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. Assuming we're not snowed under, we will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.